Hello, everybody. How are you? It's Chris Williams. Let's just make sure things are working here. Want to make sure that we are streaming to all of the places. Welcome. I'm so glad to have you guys here. Let me go ahead and just resume our recording. All right, everybody, welcome to the Boutique CEO podcast. I'm Chris Williams. I am super excited to dive into this week's training today. We are going to be talking about the 4 things that need to be happening consistently inside of your business if you want to create clients without needing a massive audience, a huge email list, a big team, or a business that requires you to be everywhere all the time. Right? This is actually the definition of a boutique business. When we get to create a business that allows us to serve the people that we're here to serve, do it, have fun with it without having to try to make payroll, without having to change that $10 million business model that actually doesn't work well for those of us that actually want a lot of time freedom and actually work with our clients and connect with them in really meaningful ways. So here's the truth, you guys. I've been in the business world for over 30 years as a wellness entrepreneur. I started back in the day, literally 1993, as a yoga teacher. I taught yoga classes, I taught meditation, I taught kids yoga. We did a community garden. Like I have had the majority, actually, let's see, I'm 59. I'm gonna be 59 this year. So, over 30 years, more of my life has been spent in the wellness industry than not. So, I know that there's a lot of confusion and there's actually a lot of myths around building and growing a coaching business, a nutrition business, a service holistic business. And there's a lot of advice out there that actually tells you what you should be doing, what not to do, all of the things. Post more, create more content, get on another platform, grow your audience, build a funnel, run the ads, launch something new, create new offers, have a high ticket offer, no, have a low ticket offer. Like it's a lot. There's a lot of noise out there, right? And one of the things that I keep coming back to over and over and over again as I continue to build and grow my business is coming back to the 4 core revenue generators. These are timeless principles. These are not based on algorithm hacks. These are not based on what's trending. These are not based on things that are going to disappear tomorrow. These are things that have worked with women who are building and growing coaching and holistic businesses for years. And one of the biggest patterns that I see is incredibly smart women with a huge passion are working really, really hard inside their businesses, but they don't really have a clear path to understand how people move from coming into their world as a stranger to actually becoming a client. So some of you might actually have content, you might have offers, you might even have an audience. But if you don't actually have these 4 core things in an ecosystem, you're probably still struggling. You're probably some of the ones that are saying Facebook is dead, Instagram doesn't work, this doesn't work, that doesn't work anymore. The truth is that it all works if you have it working as an ecosystem and if you are using it in the way that it's meant to work, right? One platform is not meant to do all of the things for you, truth be told, right? And this is one of the reasons why I really like to talk about how can we actually build a better business, not just a bigger business and be on all of the places all of the time, right? Because what I see with my colleagues and behind the scenes and with colleagues of mine that are absolutely sharing their numbers with me too is that having a bigger team, having a bigger audience, having things go viral, having a bigger thing of followers, having more employees, that does not always mean that it's better. It doesn't mean that it's better for you, your nervous system. It doesn't mean that it's better for your profit. It doesn't mean that it's better for you or your family. It doesn't mean it's better for your time. And it certainly doesn't mean that it's better for spending time on the things that you most love to do. So we are actually asking different questions as a boutique CEO business. And so this is really where I want to get clear on helping you kind of discern. Before we get into all of the crazy and just add more noise, let's simplify it. A boutique business. And a lot of people are like, well, what the heck is a boutique business? A boutique business is a business that is high profit. It's lean team. It is allowing you to actually have a business that provides for your life It allows you to get clear around how much money really is enough for you. How much do you really want to make? How many clients do you really want to serve? What is the simplest business model that can actually help you create that and do that in ways that really resonate with you and help you feel really calm, grounded, having fun, enjoying what it is that you're doing, and having a steady stream of paying clients? So, once we know what we're actually building, right? Once we're clear on, all right, what kind of business do I actually want to be building? And if you are in my world as a boutique CEO, chances are you are not looking to chase, a $10 million empire. You want to really have connections with your clients. You want a meaningful business. You want to make six figures, multiple six figures. Maybe you even want to make seven figures, but you want to do it in a way that is allowing you to have that time freedom, that is allowing you to still take home a higher profit margin, right? And not have to worry about making payroll, not having to actually support all of the people there that get paid first before you do. And the truth is that I have seen people with million dollars, multi-million dollar businesses, or what they say that they're bringing in, $1 million, $5 million, $10 million, and what they're actually bringing home is actually about 15% of that. So that's an awful lot to, what is that? Let me do the quick math, right? Like that's, gosh, almost 80% that you're actually not taking home. And I'm just a no for that. I'm a no for that, right? I want to bring home at least 50% of my revenue, 60%, 70%, like that should be going in my bank account, not as expenses going out into the world. So let's dive into this. Let's dive into the juicy stuff. Let's talk about where we're actually spending our time so that you can focus on the things that actually matter and move the needle forward for you to create a business and a life that you love. So these are what I call the core four revenue generators. And if you're watching me live, just let me know. Give me a hashtag live. If you're in the Facebook community, I would love to have you say hello. If you're watching the replay, give me a hashtag replay. And if you don't yet have my guide on the core four revenue generators, just pop the number 4 in and we will make sure that we get that to you. It will either be me or it will be my assistant, Kat, who will just reach out to you and say, hey, here you go. We're just going to give you this. That way you don't have to be scrambling, writing down a whole bunch of notes from this. Like it is going to be in this free guide for you. So definitely pop that in the chat below. Everything that you do in your business to bring new people into your world and to make sales is ultimately going to be one of these 4 things. Okay. So number 1 is what we call attract. Are new people actually discovering you, right? Before you can actually make a sale with somebody, before you can actually bring a paying client to work with you, before you can actually support somebody in helping them get their transformation, people need to actually know that you're in business and they need to be able to find you. But we are not talking about thousands, my friends, not at the least. Like we are not looking to create a viral post that, gets 100,000 hits on it. Like we're not talking about that. You don't need thousands, but you do need new people to enter your world. But this can happen in so many really, really fun ways, right? Sure, it can absolutely happen through social media. It can happen through collaborations. It could happen through referrals. It could happen through guest teaching. It could happen through podcasts like I'm doing today. It could happen through speaking. It could happen through searchable content. It could happen just by simply being introduced to somebody new. Okay, so there's a lot of ways that you can help people find you, and that has to be something that you are working on a daily basis. So number 1 is how are you helping new people to consistently discover and find you? Now, notice that I did not say anything about this stage turning somebody into a buyer. Before anybody can become a buyer, before anybody can actually say, I cannot wait to work with you, I want to work with you, they have to have a feeling of trust. They have to feel safe with you. They have to actually know that you're their person, right? Like, for example, if you are a new coach, a health coach, a life coach, a spiritual coach, if you've been in business for a few years, if you're already making multiple 6 figures, or if you're still on your way to making your first 6 figures, this is my jam. This is what I support women with. We actually wrote the book, The Soulful Abundance System. To take the whole system that I teach inside of my Activate program and break it down for people so that you know exactly how you can do this and create a six-figure and a multiple six-figure business without trading your integrity, your sanity, your health, or the time that you want to spend with your family, just to try to make payroll and make the money, right? So client attraction, letting people find you, going to where your ideal client is super, super important. And so these, by the way, are four things that you want to do on a daily basis. So the first question is, how can you get in front of your ideal client? Where are they hanging out? And how can you help new people find you? Okay. Now, the second thing that we want to do is once somebody finds you, how are you helping them have an experience of you? Right? This is actually where trust is built. And this is where a lot of business coaches, a lot of business schools are actually missing the mark. They're trying to teach you how to get attention, post on social media, and then try to instantly convert somebody into a buyer. And what they're missing is that there's actually two steps in between that are really critical if you want somebody to work with you. And the second step is nurture, right? How are you helping them have an experience? How can you build trust with them? How can you help them create an epiphany, an aha moment, help them see that there is a transformation that is possible for them and that you can help them provide, right? One of my absolute favorite ways to do this is a monthly nurture event where maybe I spend 60 minutes, maybe I spend 90 minutes. I teach people, but it's practical. It's not just, hey, let me just throw a whole bunch of theory. It's like, no, like, let me guide you. Let me help you do this. Let me help you walk away with some insights, with some epiphanies, with some ahas. Let me help you create some simple wins so that you can experience how it might look like and what it might be to actually work with me, whether you're working with me privately or inside one of my programs. So remember, this nurture experience is where trust and safety is built. Your Substack, if you were here on Substack, can nurture, right? Just like this, like what I am doing right now is actually a nurture experience. I'm sharing practical information with you to help you create a win, right? So it can be on a Facebook Live, it can be on a Substack Live, it could be in your email list, it could be with your Facebook group, it could be on a podcast, it could be in long form. But what we're really looking for here is long form content. And long form content can be in either video form or it can be written form. But we want to make sure that people actually have an experience of you so that they can see and discern, is this somebody that I want to hear more about? Do I want to maybe, maybe you meet me here on Substack and you've watched my live and you're like, oh, she's got a podcast. Let me check something out. Let me check one of her other ones out. Oh, she's got a Facebook group. Oh, she's got, a blog. Let me read there, right? There are ways that you can continue to nurture, but nurture happens in a one-to-many capacity. And I'm just giving you an example of what that looks like here. So next step, number 3, is connecting with people. And this is something that, look, I know that many of you are popping in ChatGPT. How do I get a client today? How do I create a 10K month? How do I create a six-figure year? How do I make multiple six figures in my business? And look, there is absolutely nothing wrong with doing that. However, AI is not actually going to help you connect as a real person. And this is so, so important, right? So are you actually having conversations with people? And I'll share with you absolutely some practical ways that me and my clients do this too. But businesses, clients, paying clients are actually built through relationships. Your content cannot replace this connection or a conversation with somebody. It just can't. Your funnel cannot replace connection. Your ad cannot replace connection. Your posting cannot create connection. It can be a piece of multiple strategies that you might want to try if that resonates with you, but connection is critical. So your next client, this is what I really want you guys to get. Your next client might already be in your world, but if you're not connecting with her or him, you may never know that she actually needs your help. So when we talk about connection, we're talking about doing this in a one-to-one capacity. If somebody subscribes to your Substack, are you reaching out and saying, hey, thank you. I'm so, so glad to have you here. If somebody is joining your Facebook group, are you saying, hi, I'm so glad you're here. Welcome. Is there anything that you need? Are you checking in with people sporadically, a couple times a month to say, hi, how are you? Is there anything that you need? Are you emailing them? Are you connecting with them? Are you inviting them into a private conversation so that you can help them to create a win? Now, this is very, very different than a 1 hour discovery session. And I want to be really, really clear on this because I do not do 1 hour discovery sessions. I do not offer just like, hey, let me give you a free 1 hour coaching call and have it be disguised as a pitch. I'm a no for that. That was a very outdated method that I was taught back in 2015. It never felt good to me. It always felt like I was doing some sort of bait and switch. So conversations are absolutely important, but notice where the conversations come. They come in step 3. They do not come from trying to drag somebody who is brand new into a 1 hour conversation and sell your thing. That just doesn't feel good. And they are going to feel a lack of trust. They're going to feel like they're being sold to. Why? Because there has not been any trust or safety developed first. Okay. So when I'm talking about a conversation, I'm talking about, are you reaching out to people who are in your, what I like to call my nurture bucket? They've already opted in. They're already here. They've joined my Facebook group. They're a subscriber on Substack. They've joined my email list. They're connecting with me in some way, shape, or form. Am I personally reaching out to them and saying, hi, how are you? Is there anything that you need? How can I help you create a win? Before I ask them to work with me, before I even talk about ways that they can work with me. Okay. Now, where do you make sales? In the 4th and the final step. So notice that this comes last, right? This comes after we've nurtured one-to-many. It comes after we've connected with people and helped them create wins. Are you consistently, and this really is important, like you cannot build a business without this. You do absolutely have to invite people to the party. You have to let them know that there's a way that they can have your support. And I actually had my clients do a little audit on their own things. Like when they were taking a look at their Facebook profile or their Facebook group or their emails, I'm like, okay, do people actually know if they stumble upon you, do they actually know that they could work with you and how? So I really want to ask you guys to do the same thing. If you are posting on social media, great. But do people know how they can work with you? Are you actually letting people know that they can connect with you? And are you actually connecting with people and inviting them to take that next step with you? So many people stop here. They might attract, they might nurture, they might reach out and connect and give them an extra goodie or say, hey, I've got, here's a great podcast for you to listen to. Here's a extra freebie, but they're never actually inviting people to explore working with them. And it doesn't have to be pushy. It can simply be, hey, I'm so, so glad you're in my world. The question that you asked me on this, Facebook Live was so, so good. I think I can help you with this. Would you like to explore having support around this? Would you like to hop on a quick chat, 15, 20 minutes, to explore having my support to help you with this transformation? That's what I like to call hospitality. And that is very, very different than waking up and thinking, how am I going to close the deal today? How am I going to overcome somebody's objection? How am I going to convince or persuade them that they got to have my thing now? Like, hospitality is actually going to take you so much further than trying to convert a cold lead into a buyer overnight. Like, honestly, people, like, can we just take a breath instead of rushing into the marriage proposal and just invite somebody to coffee and talk with them and listen and let them feel seen and let them feel heard and let them have an experience of you before you are rushing in to sell your thing. Like, I cannot even tell you how many times I get DM'd with people who I have absolutely no idea who they are, but they're just cold spamming me in my DMs asking me if I want to buy the thing, which actually I could probably help them sell their thing a whole lot better than just spamming 100 people a day. Right. Now, that doesn't mean that we're not actually also making DMs, right? But we are taking a look at who are the people who we've already connected with. So I want you to know that this is very, very different than just spamming a whole bunch of cold leads, right? We're not doing that. We don't need to do that. We simply take a look at who am I nurturing? Who have I connected with? And is there an opportunity for me to then say, hey, you know what? I actually had this conversation with so and so last week. I think I could really help them. I'm going to reach out and give them an invitation to explore having support. Hey, is having support around sleeping better through the night, still important to you? Is having support around navigating, this extra weight that you're carrying around menopause still important to you? If so, would you like to explore what that could look like to have support around that? Quick chat, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, because the truth is people don't want to give you an hour of their time. Like truthfully, do you really want to sit on a call with somebody for an hour just to be sold to? I don't. I want this call to be an invitation where they are already coming to the call because they've said, yes, Chris, I would love to explore what having support might look like for me, where I am in my business. And the beauty of this is that they already know me, they already like me, they already trust me. They're coming to the call already interested in hearing what level of support might be a good fit for them. And so I don't need to convince, I don't need to persuade, I don't need to overcome objections. I get to just listen and help them make an empowered choice about what do I have inside the Boutique CEO Business School that's going to support them where they are. And if I don't have something for them, then I will absolutely refer them to a colleague or to somebody that can help them get what it is that they want. So it is always a win. And that's what I love about this. Honestly, I seriously used to hate doing these calls back in the day when it was a discovery session where I had to close the deal because it just felt so wonky. And it felt like, oh my gosh, what do I say if she says I can't afford it? What do I say if she says she doesn't have time? How am I going to overcome their objections? I don't worry about this anymore. I do not try to overcome anybody's objections at all. If they're a no, that is totally fine. If they are a yes, that's fantastic. If they're a no, then I'm like, hey, no problem. What is it that you are looking for? Let me help you get that. So I want you to just notice how that feels in your body to actually focus on 4 core revenue generating actions that if you could only, or if you would only focus on these 4 things: attraction, bringing people into your ecosystem, helping them finding you, nurturing them, giving them an experience, helping them to feel safe and to trust you, connecting with them one-on-one, just like a real person. And remember, this is not a sales pitch. This is actually not even the invitation yet. This is just a connection to say, hey, how are you? Is there anything that you need? And my clients actually do that by doing audits. So for example, I love to do my Boutique CEO business audits. It is a 15, 20-minute chat at the most where I help people discern which one of these 4 places they have an opportunity to grow and how they can actually put the pieces together and discern kind of which one of these might be missing for them on their way to actually having a steady stream of paying clients and a boutique 6-figure business. There is no offer on this call. It is simply an audit. So there's a difference between helping somebody create a win first, and then after they've created the win is when it can come back and say, hey, are you interested in having support around what it is that we talked about? Are you interested in having my support to put together your marketing plan, your sales system so that you can attract, nurture, connect, and invite in a way that feels really good and natural to you? If so, let's hop on a quick chat. I would love to explore that with you. Okay. Very, very different than trying to be salesy and slimy and trying to convince or persuade somebody. So here is your mission, should you choose to take it. I'm going to actually help you with a quick audit. So here's what I want you to do. I want everybody to score themselves from 1 to 5 on each of these core 4 areas. So for the attraction section, I want you to score yourself 1 being low, this never happens, 5 being, yep, I've got it, this happens every day. Are new people consistently entering your world? Whether they are coming into your email list or whether they are finding you on Substack or whether they are coming into a Facebook group, are new people consistently entering your world so that you can see who they are? They're raising their hand. Okay, so this is really, really important on a scale of 1 to 5. Where are you? All right, step 2, nurture. Do you have a consistent way to deepen trust? On a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being 0, nope, I actually don't really have a consistent way to deepen trust. I'm just posting and praying. Okay, 5, yep, I've got it. I'm doing a weekly live. I send a weekly newsletter. I love to, teach or share things inside of my Facebook group or my Substack community. Okay. Number 3, connect on a scale of 1 to 5. 1 being I never actually connect with real people, or 5, yep, I do this every day. Are you regularly having meaningful one-to-one conversations with people and helping them create a win before you ask them to buy? Before you ask them to buy. So just rate yourself 1 to 5. And then finally, number 5, invite. Are you consistently giving people and inviting people to explore having a clear opportunity to work with you? Okay. 1, I never make invitations. 5, I'm making invitations every day. Okay. This is an audit, and I just want you to notice, where was your score the lowest? Your lowest number is probably the exact reason that your business feels inconsistent right now. If you are struggling to bring paying clients into your coaching practice, your holistic health practice, your intuitive practice, your spiritual practice, chances are one of these things are actually your lowest number. So, for example, I'm going to give you an example here. Someone, a coach might say, "Oh, I have a lead problem. I need more leads." But when we take a look at it, she's actually attracting plenty of people into her world. The real problem is that there's no nurturing pathway into an actual conversation. And so if that's not there, then there's no way that there's enough trust, safety, or even any ahas or epiphanies for people to actually want to explore working with you. Okay. So this is actually going to help you discern what piece might be out of alignment. And if this makes sense to you, and if this is something that you would like my support on, I would be happy to gift you a boutique CEO audit. So the audit is, again, it's a no pressure, no pitch. I'm not going to invite you to work with me. It is simply a place where I'm going to help you take a look at these 4 tools so that you can begin to look at your business differently. You will be able to see where you might be missing some pieces in your client creating ecosystem so that you can see where's your biggest and your next opportunity for growth. And then you'll walk away with at least one thing from each of these places that you can start implementing, because I want you to have a win. I want you to have a win. I want you to understand what these 4 revenue generators are and how you can implement them in your business, because these are what create 80% of your revenue. So if you're not doing these consistently, if you're stuck in one of these places, go ahead and hop on a CEO audit with me. I would love to serve you with that. So all you need to do is comment in the chat CEO audit or audit, and I will send you a link. And you can book a call, find a time that works for you. Again, there's going to be a small intake form that you can fill out so that I can find out exactly what's going on for you in your business, exactly where it is that you are. And then we will hop on a quick 15-20 minute chat. We'll talk about it. You'll walk away with some quick action steps. That's it. Easy peasy. My gift, my way to connect with you one-to-one and help you walk away with a win. All right, my friends, I hope this was helpful for you. By the way, don't forget to pop in the chat below, or you can DM me too, if you want the core 4. So just pop in 4 if you need the notes from this. If you want the core 4 revenue generators, I will send them your way. And I am so excited to help you guys. I hope this was helpful for you. I know that when I got these 4 dialed in, this was a game changer for me. Now I know exactly how to spend my time. These are the 4 core revenue generators that I spend my time on, that my clients spend their time on. It has allowed me to create over $3 million in my business as a coach, and I would love to help you do that too. All right, my friends, I hope you have an amazing day, and I will see you guys next week, Tuesday, 4 o'clock here on Substack, here on YouTube, here in my Facebook group. And by the way, let me know that you're here. All right, take care, everybody. Bye.